crafty peeps. Hey, I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I've really enjoyed my time off. I was able to take a breather and rekindle my crafting spark. Spend time with my family. I was very blessed with a wonderful Christmas, and I hope that all of you were too. Um, and during that time I was off, I also spoke with a lot of new people that are following me, and I've asked questions such as what kind of classes you would like to see and everything. So I've got a lot of stuff in store for you all this year. To start off the new year, or it's not really New Year's yet, but this is going to be my first project I'm going to consider for the new year. I'm going to do a Tussie Mussie, but it's not going to be your traditional Tussie Mussie. In fact, I'm going to show you step by step on how I'm going to turn this into a Finnabair inspired Tussie Mussie. I'm using a 10-inch cone. This is a paper mache cone, and all I've done is gesso the outside of the cone. Now, I picked out a photo that I liked over on my Pinterest board. I have over 700 vintage photos that are free to print and use in your crafting. And I figured this one would be beautiful with the woman with the fan and everything. So I ran it through my Xyron 3-inch sticker maker. Love this little booger. It's disposable, but you get a lot of use out of it, and it really, really, really works great for photos. Now, I have printed this on regular computer paper, and I want to sturdy it up. Now, normally with a Finnabair inspired canvases that I do, I would put this on a piece of chipboard. But I'm going to be putting it on a piece of cardstock because I want the stability, but I also want it to be able to bend around the Tussie Mussie. So you just simply run it through your Xyron, and you're going to peel and stick, and then you're going to stick it down onto your cardstock here. Give it a firm press, and then all you have to do now is cut this out using scissors, or you can use your cutter. And I'm going to trim off the edges here just a little bit. Alright, now to condition this, take your fingers or your thumbs and curve outward like this. Okay, I know I got my New Year's nails going on. I have little stars. Okay, so now you know you have it conditioned, and you'll probably have to do this a little bit more, but we have it, you know, it's going to go about like that onto the Tussie Mussie. And then the magic is I'm going to be gluing a lot of stuff on here, and then we're going to use some beautiful textures using, I pulled out some lace scraps that I had, pieces of Venice lace I haven't used, just strings of pearls that were in my junk drawer, you know, just scraps like little odd and end flowers. Also, this is from my personal collection of things, you know, like little metal pieces. I'm going to pull a couple of those out. And so what you're going to see here is just basically me building the layers onto the Tussie Mussie using the fabrics and then gluing things on. And then I'm going to show you the magic using Lindy Stamp Gang sprays. And I hope you enjoy this. So the video will be speeded up, and I will pop back in once the process is finished. So Okay, ladies. Okay, I think I've put enough tchotchkes on here. You know, these are just old stained up appliques and metal filigree pieces, buttons, flowers, crocheted pieces, buttons off of a wedding dress, just plastic buttons, cabochons, metal flowers. This trim is from a wedding dress. These buttons are from my personal collection, as well as all the little pearl pieces you see there. The butterfly, metal, key, just fabric flowers here. It's just a large variety of items. So now what I want to do is I'm going to completely paint everything with gesso. And then I'm going to pick out a color combo that I want and go from there. I might be adding some Liquitex. I decided against the texture paste, but I probably will be adding a little bit of mold and paste in certain areas. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I need it. I have it out, but my next step now is to paint all of this with white gesso. And a trick to have it really, stand out, certain pieces. On certain pieces like your flowers and stuff, like this one I'll completely gesso. But ones that have a touch of color in them, don't completely saturate them because you do want that color to peek through. Also, make sure that you gesso, get all in the little crevices and stuff. And if you see along the way where you need to add a pearl or two or a little fill in a little area. Pearls are the great fillers because they like all different size pearls. They are great fillers, and so you're probably going to see me add a few more here and there. I'm just using some pink ones that I have from my personal stash, just going through and looking to see where I can add, a pearl just to fill in an area that needs to be filled in. I don't want to fill in everything because once I get done gessoing it, I'm going to color it with my choices of Lindy's colors, and then I'm going to add a few more pieces onto the piece that are not gessoed, like your bling, like your little bling buttons and stuff you don't want gesso on. So sit back, enjoy the process, and I'll pop back in. Okay, ladies, what you see here, everything is painted white in gesso because the way Finnabair does her work is that she paints it in white gesso and then she uses an array of color sprays from a personal collection to do the hues and the colors. So from my Lindy Stamp Gang collection, I pulled out some hues of pinks, reds, and some fuchsias. And one of my favorites I love from Lindy's, let's see, where's it at? I love the Hibiscus Rose. I pulled that one out. I also pulled out Peony Scarlet Red. I pulled out some Autumn Maple because when you're doing this, like in your crevices, like the deep dark areas, you'll want a darker color. And you'll want to do your darks first. And the way you're going to do your darks is you're going to paintbrush them on. Don't spray them on because it will really concentrate that area and it would be really hard to lighten it back up. Also, I pulled out some Wild Honey Coral, Alpine Ice Rose. That's one of my favorites. Bongaville Fuchsia. Fuchsia is like a cross with a red and a purple glitter, and that's why I pulled out a few shades of purple. One is called Jazzy Jivin' Purple, and one of my favorites, French Lilac Violet. I also pulled out some vintagey browns, which is Steampunk Sepia, Clam Bake Beige. And then my last two I pulled out is Plumeria Pink and Queen of Hearts Red. Now, this does not mean I will use all these colors on here. I just pulled out some options so that as I spray this and work with the colors, it will, you know, I can build on that. And I might use 5, I might use 3. I don't know yet till the way I feel this is going to come out. Now, this is one piece of paper towel that I've double folded. And what I do when I first start, you always want to cover your photo. And like right in here underneath the paper towel, like really close to the edge of that photo, I would paint on my color. And then you constantly keep this covered as you spray and do other things. Now, I did gesso some of the lace on the back. I did not gesso everything on the back, but I did it in various places. But these laces will dye to the color of Lindy's. And plus, since I done gesso on the cone first, that will also take the color beautifully as well. So it's a lot of prep, but now we're at the fun part to see how our creation is going to come about. Then once all of this is dried, then I'm going to show how to finish the inside and create a hanger for this Tussie Mussie. So sit back, enjoy, and watch the painting process. Okay, ladies, it is dry. I let it dry for a couple of hours just to ensure the laces are dry. They are just barely damp, but they will dry for a good 24 hours. So this is kind of like a pink uh, vintage theme. And like I said, you wanted to keep some of the things noticeable and everything. And another cool thing that you can do um, on some of the pieces that you have covered with your paint, you can go back with like a sharp edge or an X-Acto knife or whatever it is you're wanting to do, and you can go in and scrape some of this off here if you want to reveal some of the gold, like if you put a gold piece on here like I see here, it kind of gives it that rustic look. You can go like if you put a jewel piece on here as I did right here, just kind of remember what you did. See how it just shines through. And you know, you can go back through there and do that if you want. Like right here, if you want to do just a little bit shining through, like the pearl here, you can do that as well. But that's an option. Now this, I pulled out some pieces of bling that I have. I purchased some costume jewelry. This is a piece of a remnant that I had left over from a project. These are remnant pieces as well. And then I have some rhinestone teardrops. And I found a little purple rhinestone. And then I have some other bling pieces, and got some bigger flowers, you know, and just pull back out the same flowers that you used. Also, you can pull out some of those pink pearls that I used as well. So, what I'm going to do now is just go through here, and I'm going to pick out where I want to put things. Now, these are costume rings. Very cute, very stylish. But I don't need the ring part. Normally I can pop, yep, there we go. There we go. Now you can keep these and use them for use them to hang dangles on, which I do, and you can use them in other parts of your crafting, so don't throw them away. They can come in handy. So like those areas, like right here, you have an option. You can put a pearl center, or you can take one of these and put a beautiful rhinestone in there like that. I think what I'm going to do is stick with the pearl, and you're just going to apply it with hot glue like you did the other pieces. make a statement. And again, you can go back in and use the little accent pearls like that. We'll put one in there like that. All the sprays I used are from Lindy Stamp Gang. Wonderful company. I really, really love their sprays. Trying to see. Sometimes you want to keep things in threes, and I want to put one more of these. I think I'm going to put it right there. Odd numbers, ladies, odd numbers when working with stuff. It's more pleasing to the eye. Okay, as you can see here, I'm just going to use some more hot glue. And do I have another pearl? No, but I have a white wedding button. This is a buttons that come off of a wedding dress. I think I'm going to put a few more of those on here. This is a pearl. Here's another one. So pull out all your little remnants and stuff of things, and you know, just play with them and see what you can come up with. This is supposed to be a relaxing craft. You know, you can take your time on it and, you know, put your own twist to things and just design it. It's turned out really pretty. You can in fact also put words and hidden things in there as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dry brush, and I've pulled out two different types of Inca Gold. This is Inca Gold Rose Quartz, and then silver. Now I'm going to try a little bit of this if I can get it to open. I have such dexterity problems in my hands. Now I'm just going to load my brush up just with a little bit. This stuff, a little goes a long way. Okay, now the next thing, of course, a Tussie Mussie always has a dangle at the end of it or whatever. You can get really elaborate with your dangles. I got this one at Michael's. You know, this one, of course, is just too much for this, but you can get really elaborate, or you can get, let's see if I got something hanging here. Of course not. It's all like you can get a Christmas ornament on clearance or something and hang dangles that way. I'll have to go get that one I want to use. Um, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of satin, wedding dress satin, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to stuff it in here and create an inside. And in the meantime, what you can do is, like, if you see any little pieces of that trim, you can just go around and make sure your edges are nice and smooth. There we go. All right, so I'll be back in just a moment. Okay. All right, this is a piece of white satin from a wedding dress, and like you would do in paper cones, you're going to do the same thing with the lining. And then you can slip it in there, and then it will open up and fit perfectly inside of your Tussie Mussie. So this is for a 10-inch cone. I know, let me measure. I just eyeballed this, so I'll have to measure it for you. This is roughly 11-inch square, give or take a few. Yeah, it's 11 by 11. So, now, if you want to get technical and everything, you can actually, you know, like sew this together, or you can glue it together, ever how you want to do it. In fact, you can put the right sides together like this, which is what we're going to do. And you can create a seam and sew it, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it like this. I'm going to fold it like this so it come over to this side here. Kind of give it a press, and I'm just going to use some hot glue. Run it down like that. Run it down just like that. And then just for the purpose of keeping it tacked down, I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to turn it inside outward. And then you can take this and fold it. Pull it back just a little bit. You can take this so that you'll have a cleaner edge on the inside, so whatever you put in there won't snag on the edge. So you can just fold all of this under like that. And this is the no sew method. There we go. And fold it like that. Give it a firm press. I'm going to snip off the end there. Now that I have this, now I'm going to fold it inside out like this. use the paintbrush to push out your end and close your end off like that. Okay, so now you can take and stick this inside your Tussie Mussie. And this one is definitely longer than the one than my Tussie. So what you're going to do is you're just going to snip off the excess, but I want you to leave a 1/2 inch seaming allowance, and you'll see why in a moment. Just go around, eyeball it if you can, about a 1/2 inch, like that. There we go. All right. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can take it and fold it down on the edge like this, and then go all the way around and glue. Or you can leave it a little bit longer and then wrap it around the edge, but you will definitely have to put some sort of trim on it. Or you can cut it completely flush with the Tussie Mussie, which is the easier route, and just glue and then cut around it. I just thought I'd come in and tell you how I was going to do that. I meant to do that on this on that video, but all you're going to do is you're going to fold it down like a sock, like this, and you're going to start with your seam first in the back of your Tussie Mussie, and all you're going to do is run a bead of glue and press it into the side like that. Okay, so that's all you're going to do. Let me put another glue stick in my glue gun. Okay. Just like so. A lot of people paint the inside of their Tussie Mussie, but I'm just going to do this. I like to line my Tussie Mussies. If I was making one of these for a wedding or an event, this would all be sewed. But installing the cuff or the inside of the Tussie Mussie would be the same process of just using an adhesive. I've seen where they've punched holes all through there and they whip stitched the insides in and everything. So there you go. Look how quick and easy that was. Just like that. Perfection. Alright, so now what's left to do is to get my dangle, and I'll show you how to install that, and then puncture 2 holes into the sides using my crocodile and create a beautiful handle with hanging embellishments. So I'm going to gather all of those pieces together and I'll be right back. Okay, I've picked up a few things. Now this is a a crystal dangle I got over the Christmas season this year from Hobby Lobby. They're just simple crystal dangles. I went to Hobby Lobby's website to see if I can get some more on clearance, because you know how they clearance out their stuff. Well, they just didn't have any more left, so I'll have to wait till next year to get a few more. So now these are two flowers that I've made using just a simple straight stitch with using some different trims and stuff. And this is stuff that I'm going to be selling in my store, little boutique that I am working on opening. My family and I have come up with the name, and I would like to get your opinion on it. We want they said I should do something, that says me, and they thought, well, I love cats and I work with lace, and so my little boutique's going to be called Whiskers and Lace, and it's very catchy, it's different, and that's exactly what I wanted. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip off the end, and yes, I'm snipping off more than normal. Now I'm going to glue that pearl strand like that. Now what you can do is we're going to take the little ears there, or the string that comes with the crystal dangles, and you're going to feed it through the center of the flower that you created when you done your straight stitch. Now pull it through, and now you have a cute little dangle there, and then all you're going to do is put a good heaping of hot glue on the end here. Be very careful because the hot glue can and will run if you're not careful, and just feed it up through there. In fact, I'm just going to snip them off a little bit shorter. You're going to press, see what I mean? But my fingers are so used to being burnt. It's got to where it doesn't hurt anymore. I guess that's the you know how you know you're a hardcore crafter. It's just okay. I'm gonna raise that up. I knew it didn't go in there. In fact, I'm gonna take this pink one off. I don't want it on there. I just want to use this white one. We change our minds so many times. Alright, so I'm just going to put some hot glue down in there. Flip this little bad boy over and hold it for a moment. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit more hot glue turn and put just a tad bit more right there. Okay. I'm not worried about the edging there because I'm going to be covering it. I just want to make sure that I have an even looking flower at the bottom there. Just like that. Now you can take a rhinestone trim, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to snip off. How is this? Well, let me see. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to do it right there. Okay, so you can use pearl trim, rhinestone trim, just whatever you want to use. I want to use a rhinestone one. Now what I'm doing here to make sure I have even coverage, when I put the rhinestone trim on, I'm squishing it together so that it's not spread apart and it looks, you know, and it covers more and stuff. So what I do is I just put a little bit of hot glue down and then I just take my fingers here and just squeeze it together like that. There we go. It just looks like a cluster of rhinestones at the bottom there. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful dangle. Alright, so the bottom is done. Now for the top. Okay. I'm going to use my crocodile here. I'm going to use the bigger hole. And I love this thing because it can get through a lot of hard material. Like metals and chipboard and wood and stuff. And I bought this is by We Are Memory Keepers. I have both of the style crocodiles, table one and this one. So I'm going to be using this one on the large hole here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, of course you're going to have to determine what the way you're going to hang this little bad boy. And I know crazy me goes and puts a flower or a pearl right where I need it. So I am going to punch a hole. That's another thing you gotta pay attention to. Don't do what I did. I just kept on adding stuff and didn't really pay attention. But I'm gonna have to puncture a hole right here beside it. Now, you might have to wiggle, 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 wiggle that in. And then see, you don't have to, if you have dexterity problems, it punches right through and it doesn't hurt. I don't know what kind of spring mechanism they have in there, but it's badass and I love it. So, the only thing I don't like is you have to dig out, of course, material's not going to fall out, but Now you're just going to eyeball it and pay attention, and I'm going to do one right here. All right. Actually, that hole is underneath right there. Okay, so now, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a knot, locate my hole here, and I am going to feed it. I'm recording. Okay, so there we go. That's one side. Okay, now what I've done here in the same hole that I have put, let me zoom in. There we go. Okay, in the same hole, I've fed through 2 pieces of seam binding, and I have a loop here on, and then now what I'm going to do is take those tails and feed them through the loop. Just, you know, gather them up like that. Feed them through the loop and pull. And then now it's not only hidden the knot from the handle, but it's also given a beautiful dangle on the side here. So I'm going to demonstrate that again on this side. You're just going to get you some seam binding. A seam binding falling. Okay. And what I do is I just kind of guesstimate what I want. Then I cut it there. Then I cut the loop like that. Grab the middle. Take my little scissor here and force it through that hole like that. There we go. Okay. Grab the tails and again just pull like that. There we go. And then what you can do now is just go back in and trim your tails here like that. Kind of there we go. Like so. Now, you can leave the edge of this ever how you want, but I want to line it with some pearls, and I'm going to use just some fused pearl trim to do that. I'm not going to get, actually I'm going to use this larger pearl. See, just going to snip off some. There we go. This is where I keep all my little remnants of pearls and stuff. And yes, I keep my remnants of my seam binding too, because you never know, you just need a little piece here or there. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to um, glue this pearl trim all the way around like that. And I'm probably going to add, I pulled out some antique trim here. I'm probably going to make a beautiful bow out of it and tie it on one side so it'll match this. And then I'll be right back and show you the finished product. Okay, I decided at last minute, and that's the way we crafters do, I wanted to put this beautiful crown piece that was given to me by a past friend. And I wanted to put it on here. So I'm going to hot glue it on there. And I had to remove some pieces, so that's why you see the negative space in there. Okay. Beautiful. See, I removed that big button, and see, now that it's colored and everything, I can actually put it somewhere else on the Tussie Mussie. You know, I can put it right in there. I don't know yet. And the piece of bling, I'm gonna put it back where it was. I had to scoot it over just a hair. Alright, so that's how I've made a Finnabair inspired Tussie Mussie. I hope this has inspired you to pull out all of those little pieces of broken jewelry and metal pieces that you've collected, don't know what to do with, and you want to make a unique, personalized Tussie Mussie. This would be a great option. I love this style of crafting. Like always, please subscribe, share, and like my YouTube channel. I will be having lots of more creative things for you all. And again, I'll probably have this for sale. Also, if you have any questions about any of the products that I've used, please let me know. I used, again, all of my Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, just bunches of things from my personal collection, and the vintage image can be found on my Pinterest board, and the link will be in the description box down below. So, until next craft project, ladies, I will see you all actually next year. It's kind of funny to say, but I will. So enjoy, get inspired, and let me know what you think. Stay for photos, and bye-bye.